Don't see this every day. A bear breaking into a car. Just get a look at all this. All this caught on surveillance video outside of a house in Lake Tahoe. The bear opening the car door and then digs around a little bit to find a snack. This is outside a house in Lake Tahoe. Follow the food. That's what you do when you're a bear.
If you watch this again, right? He's got his paw on the handle, right?
Well, I can't see anything right now. He's in there.
Back it up, guys. Back it up. And then he opens the door with his right shoulder, right? Is that right? I mean, a bear did that, right? This isn't Halloween. This is not a human being wearing a bear suit, right?
Opening a car door.
This is a bear using his paw to open a car door.
There we go.
Then opening it further with a brush of his right shoulder. Do we have this correct?
This is a replay right here. Here we go. What's it? Hello? Anybody home?
Come on.
Nice little snack.
I think there's a human being in that bear suit, Smitty. Yes, I do. Happy Halloween.
Maybe some honey in the back.
Back in the day, we throw the hooey card on that. That's what we do. Maine's governor finding himself in a pitched battle, saying he'd rather go to jail than fund a voter-approved expansion of that state's Medicaid program. Molly Lyons on this story live in Portland. Hey, Molly.
Hey, Bill. It actually remains unclear as to when the 70,000 people newly eligible for Medicaid under the expansion will actually get it, but we did speak with one woman who said it cannot come fast enough. Donna Wall of Lewiston, Maine, really in a difficult situation. She spends her waking hours in constant vigilance, caring for her 3 adult children with autism. Her kids depend on her, but without health care coverage, she fears what could happen if she gets hurt or sick.
It would mean the world to me. Are you kidding? It would mean everything. I have struggled so hard, and it just seems like nobody cares. Nobody. I mean, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to do this job, I'm trying to do the best I can, you know, and it just is a thankless job, you know, and you don't get any support, you don't get any help, and nobody cares.
She's among tens of thousands of Mainers expected to become eligible for coverage this summer under this expansion of Medicaid approved at the ballot by nearly 60% of voters in 2017. But the state's Republican governor, Paul LePage, vetoed a bill funding the expansion and has stalled implementation, citing concerns of fiscal responsibility.
Because it would have run out of money in October this year before the election. And so it's a gimmick. They're playing games.
Supporters of the expansion have sued the LePage administration.
And ultimately, they've been obstructing, ignoring the law, obstructing the will of Maine voters, and doing nothing to get health coverage to people, coverage that people are waiting for.
LePage is not up for re-election, but this issue, as you might expect, has seeped into the race for his replacement.
So, what are you hearing from the candidates? What are they saying, Molly?
Well, the governor's daughter, campaign manager for the Republican candidate in this race, had this to say: as Governor Sean Moody will enforce laws on the books with appropriate funding from the legislature, who under the Constitution must pass all spending bills. But the Democratic candidate, State Attorney Janet Mills, promises Medicaid expansion is the law, and as governor, I pledge not only to fully implement it, but to protect it from anyone who would attempt to undermine it. There is a question now standing before the court whether the LePage administration must take those first steps and move forward towards implementation, filing paperwork with the federal government. That decision is expected to come out soon from the Maine Supreme Court here. So a lot going on with this issue and a lot to watch.
Interesting story. Thank you, Molly Lyons, on that issue in Portland, Maine. Thanks.
Breaking news we've been following for you this morning. New York Republican Congressman Chris Collins arrested on insider trading charges this morning. Just minutes from now, we're expecting a news conference from prosecutors. We will have it for you live as soon as it begins.